were married, we did agree at some point.
Yes.
But as the performances went on, things started to get a bit heated.
This is also you. You used to bring back a whole bunch of people, didn't you?
Yeah, what I worked on. These are my what? These are my babies.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
You're a pig.
Y'all, it looks like Marc Anthony has finally had enough of JLo causing drama in their kids' life. And guess what? He is finally stepping out of the shadows to call her out on it. The word has it that Marc is fed up with JLo's embarrassing tactics to establish her diva status at the price of his children's peace. It looks like things are starting to get real messy, and fans are all for it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. JLo and Ben Affleck divorce. We all know that JLo cannot keep a marriage and has been divorced 3 times. Reportedly, she is headed towards her 4th one now as her marriage to Ben Affleck is strained, and not surprising if you look at previous stats, right? Now the thing is, it looks like JLo was actually really head over heels for Ben, but it looks like heartbreak will not only be the only loss that she goes through if her longtime love Ben Affleck decides to step back from his marital vows. You see, in the latest findings of Closer magazine, an insider spilled the beans, saying, aside from the heartache and emotional ups and downs of their current situation, the fact that there is a prenup and all the logistics it entails have been weighing heavily on Jen. She's been warned this could potentially become one of Hollywood's ugliest divorces, which would be her worst nightmare. Now listen, many speculate that this could apparently be the end of JLo's kids' future. Now, their divorce was first speculated by fans as they noticed that Ben and Jennifer had been spending increasing amounts of time apart in recent weeks. The actor did not attend the Met Gala with his wife in May, despite her important position as co-chair of the event. Ben's official excuse for missing the Met Gala was that he was busy filming The Accountant 2. But In Touch's source claimed that he decided to call it quits on his marriage to the A-list singer. The source spilled, "The writing is on the wall. It's over. They're headed for a divorce. And for once, Ben's not to blame. He's focusing on his work and his kids now. Ben already moved out, and they'll likely have to sell the dream house they spent 2 years searching for. They'll never stop loving each other, but she can't control him, and he can't change her. There's no way it could have lasted." Reports now claim that JLo's mama, Guadalupe Rodriguez, isn't holding back. She allegedly urged her daughter to take a big step, which includes leaving Ben behind. A source told the Daily Mail that her mother believes the singer wasted years thinking of Ben as her knight in shining armor. Jennifer's mom told her, "Cut your losses and move on to avoid getting any deeper in this mess. He was not the person she built him up to be. It has taken too much of a toll on her, causing her to lose sight of who she is and what she stands for." The source further claimed that not only her mother but the pop star herself has come to terms with the idea that Ben doesn't deserve her, and her sisters agree. The family believes that the All I Have singer has become so caught up in things that she isn't seeing it for what it is now. And we all know that JLo has not been a half-decent mom to her kids when she was in a relationship, and fans do not expect much from JLo in future as well. Now, unlike JLo, Ben is believed to be in a really dark place in the wake of rumors about his crumbling marriage with Jennifer Lopez. While speaking to In Touch Weekly, a source reflected on the Batman alum's current state of mind. At the same time, the Atlas star couldn't be more unbothered after she recently jetted off on a solo excursion to Europe, leaving her husband and kids behind. People close to Ben have been concerned about him for some time because of what he's gone through in the past couple of months. He's in a really dark place, and when he gets like this, they can't help but fear the worst. Another insider pointed out that so far, Affleck has managed to stay fully sober, and he's focusing on his 3 kids, Violet, Finn, and Samuel. A lot of his second-guessing his marriage to JLo happened because he saw how much his divorce from Jen and the frenzy over his relationship with JLo affected his children. Fans believe that there isn't much hope left for the couple, as Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck spent the 4th of July holiday apart, as rumors continue to swirl that their marriage is in trouble. The Accountant star had his wedding ring on when he went to lunch with his child Finn in Los Angeles. While Affleck was with his kids in LA, Lopez was with friends in the Hamptons. So yeah, we all see where her priorities lie. Not to mention, Affleck has reportedly moved all of his belongings out of the home they share. Lopez and Affleck have been living separately. Lopez is living at the couple's $60.8 million Beverly Hills mansion, while the 51-year-old actor is staying in a rental a few miles away in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. According to a source close to the couple, the Argo star removed all of his personal items from the mansion ahead of Lopez's return from her solo vacation in Italy. He started moving out a while ago. The marriage is completely over, and Jennifer is heartbroken. She loves love and wanted this to work so badly. Another source confirmed that Affleck has made work his main focus during his marital troubles. The insider claimed, Ben has been working nonstop and spending a lot of time at his office. He has a lot of projects he's working on that he's excited about. He's quite hands-on with his company, Artist Equity. He really wants to continue focusing on directing, acting, and producing. Okay, so neither Affleck nor Lopez has confirmed rumors about their marriage, but reports have emerged that the couple is already selling some of their possessions. The properties in question include some art and other pieces sold in an auction in June. Affleck and Lopez are also said to have placed their $65 million 12-bedroom home on the market and are awaiting potential buyers to match their preferred price. Already, Affleck has reported to have moved out of the home amid his troubles with Lopez, opting to stay in a $100,000 a month Brentwood rental home closer to his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. Jennifer and Marc divorce. While there is all this buzz about JLo being in love with Ben, we should remember that this ain't the first time people around her have spread such rumors. Listen, you all should remember how JLo acted all heartbroken after her divorce with Marc. If you don't remember, let's refresh your memory. As an artist, I lost a little bit about who I was trying to build a perfect life. A family life. When my children turned 3, I got divorced. I was a single mom with 2 young children. At 42, movie roles weren't knocking on my door, and when I went back to work, I felt like I didn't know what my value was anymore. I was doing American Idol. That was my first big job after having babies, and it was good for me at the time. People could see me for who I was, and that changed everything. Did you all notice that how swiftly JLo made the discussion of her divorce all about herself? Anyway, you might not know, but Lopez and Anthony first met while he was performing on Broadway in the musical The Cape Man, which closed on March 28, 1998. That same year, Lopez divorced her first husband, Johnny Noah. In Lopez's memoir, True Love, she claimed that Anthony's first words to her were, "One day you're going to be my wife."
Private ceremony at her Beverly Hills home.
In the marriage between Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony, you really have a marriage of 2 true superstars. Jennifer Lopez, a woman who can dance, a woman who can act, and Marc Anthony, a guy who
Well, the two reportedly dated briefly around this time, but nothing serious came of it. They both crossed paths again and worked on the song No Me Ames from Lopez's 1999 debut album On the Six. The pair also appeared in the song's music video together, with the track peaking at #1 on Billboard's Hot Latin Songs chart. Their online chemistry was in full swing as Lopez continued to gush about him on several platforms. In an interview with Billboard, she said, "He came by the studio, and we played some of the stuff that we were doing. He was like, okay, and I was such a huge fan of his music in Spanish. And I was like, maybe we should do something in Spanish. I just love your music." He was like, "Let me think about it." He left the studio, and literally 5 minutes after he left, he called and said, "I have a song for us. It's an old Italian song called Non Amarmi, and we can translate it into Spanish, do it as a ballad, and do it as a salsa record." Interestingly, only 4 days after Marc Anthony formally announced his divorce from Dayanara Torres, the two singers announced to their fans that they were getting married. Thus, the couple walked down the aisle in June 2004, and with that, they became one of the industry's most important musical bellwethers. In this light, there was a rumor that their relationship was a publicity stunt to boost both of their careers. But that was ruled out 4 years later with the arrival of their twins, Emmy and Max. Despite how solid the marriage looked, in 2016, Jennifer and Marc, by mutual agreement, ended their marital relationship. Since then, although several issues that could have been the trigger have been touched upon, the exact cause that led to the sentimental rupture has not been made known.
Do you want this divorce?
You know, it's a decision that we made jointly. And that's how I'll answer that.
What can you tell us about what went wrong in the marriage?
I'll tell you that it wasn't some sensationalistic happening.
Fans believe that the singer's taste for parties and celebrations accompanied by his friends ended up tiring his then wife, but nothing was clarified at the time. However, it was not until Jennifer Lopez published her book, True Love, when the interpreter touched on the subject of their separation and claims that a panic attack made her think about ending their marriage. I was sitting there getting my makeup done, and all of a sudden I felt like my heart was beating out of my chest, and I couldn't breathe. I started to feel anxious. I felt like I was going crazy, and I uttered those words, "I can't go on with Marc." No one knew what I was going through. My single, On the Floor, was #1 all over the world, but my relationship was fading and I was terrified. It looks like fans are pretty fed up with JLo's over-the-top love stories. One of them commented, "Knew it wasn't going to last, just like all her other relationships. Everything she has said about all of her relationships is the same, with all of them. We're so in love. He's the love of my life. He makes me a better person. Ugh, she's sickening. So let's see who's the next sucker." Another added, "She loves falling in love, being in love, getting engaged and feeling like a princess on her wedding day. Then the countdown to divorce begins. Taylor Swift does the same thing. She just doesn't marry everyone she dates." Anyway, in July 2011, Anthony and Lopez announced their separation in a statement. A few weeks earlier, Lopez showed up to the BAFTA Brits watch party in Los Angeles without Anthony or her wedding ring. The singer spoke candidly about their split in a 2016 interview with W magazine, saying, "When my marriage to Anthony ended, it was not easy to find forgiveness. It wasn't the dream that I had hoped for, and it would have been easier to fan the flames of resentment, disappointment, and anger. But Marc is the father of my children, and that's never going away. So I have to work to make things right, and that is by far the hardest work I do." Lopez wrote in True Love, a 2014 book about her relationship with Anthony, that she couldn't bear to think all the pain and heartache of her breakup would have been for nothing. She claimed that maybe she had to go through the bad so she could end up with the person she was meant to be with all along, which was supposed to be Ben, but look what happened to all that. As a result of divorce, Lopez was granted primary custody of the twins in their divorce. Anthony married Shannon DeLima that same year. During an appearance on Live with Kelly in March 2017, Lopez dismissed rumors of a rekindling romance with Anthony, and at the time, Lopez was dating Alex Rodriguez. She said, "We share something very special in the kids, and we know that. We're there for them, and that's the main thing. If you want to get along with a woman, just get divorced."
When my marriage fell apart and having to go to the set every day, and work is a blessing and a curse at that moment. I remember being on the set and being in my dressing room and not feeling like I could get up in the morning, and there's just no pain like that.
On top of JLo's unsuccessful romantic ventures, Jennifer's career has also been going downhill. Jennifer released a new album inspired by her rekindled romance with Ben Affleck that was accompanied by a visual film, This Is Me Now, a love story, which frankly was deemed silly and over the top by critics. Another companion, Amazon Prime documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, promised an intimate look at the couple's romance. However, its choice of title, given the couple's first canceled wedding due to excessive media attention, raised questions about Lopez's judgment and the future of their relationship. Far from warming fans' hearts, the documentary fueled backlash, with some viewers dubbing the star out of touch and delusional. Understandably, much of the online criticism stemmed from Lopez's failure to connect with her audience or evolve her image. A brand expert, Emily M. Austin, founder of the PR agency Emerge, explained Lopez's predicament, saying, "As her fans have grown older with her, she's not done a good enough job of engaging with new fans and bringing them on the journey with her. As with any launch, product-market fit is important. Fundamentally, this was a documentary no one needed or wanted. But at the same time, we are both very strong and sure of what they feel. At times, she was very sure. She was like, 'This is what's happening. Please listen to me. Please tell me,' and felt very misunderstood at times. I can also relate to that a bit. I'm very sure of what I want, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm very doubtful of myself. But I follow my instincts more than anything, and I find that when I go against that is when I go wrong." Now that everything is out in the open, Lopez has been hinting about her marital woes to her online community. JLo has further fueled fan speculation after liking a cryptic post on Instagram. Relationship coach Leanna Marzak created the post, which discussed the difficulties in a relationship without integrity and respect. The post read, "You cannot build a healthy relationship with someone who lacks integrity and emotional safety. Why? Trust is the foundation of any relationship. Without integrity, it's difficult to trust someone's words, actions, or intentions. This can create an environment of fear, anxiety, and emotional instability, making it challenging to feel safe and secure in the relationship." Apparently, Lopez's ex-fiancé Alex Rodriguez is eating up all of the juicy details. You see, insiders revealed that A-Rod is apparently loving that this is happening and is waiting for it all to crash and burn, because insiders allege that he's still rather peeved about how their relationship ended. They said Alex fell apart when JLo ran off with Ben. He felt like she tossed him out with the trash when she got a better offer from Ben, and it did a huge number on him. He went from planning a wedding to watching her marry someone else in what felt like a blink of an eye. It was the worst year of his life. And to make things 10 times worse, JLo didn't have an ounce of empathy for him. She flaunted her romance with Ben every chance she got. To see Jen getting some karma for her actions is pretty sweet, even if A-Rod wouldn't admit that publicly. His friends all know he's been waiting for things with her and Ben to crash and burn. Fans believe that JLo might end up alone, as her bad track record and reputation have exhausted all of her chances of having a healthy relationship. Along with Rodriguez, Lopez has another ex who isn't exactly thrilled about her romantic exploits. Her first husband, Ojani Noah, claimed, "I wish her and Ben the best, but I'm not convinced it will last. Jen loves being in love, but she's been engaged 6 times. Ben is husband number 4. I was husband number 1, and she told me I was the love of her life. When we lay in bed on our wedding night, she said we would be together forever." And it looks like that turned out to be a big fat lie. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more piping hot teas on your favorite celebrities.